And the sum up of this was the story of how and why you're qualified. All must match online and on paper and in person. Learning the art and confidently articulating the message of your value and worth is key because the hiring manager has to see it to believe it. And you also need to believe it so you can see it in yourself to be able to look and act like a professional. Hey there, professionals. Thank you so much for tuning in and for the support of this platform. For returners, welcome back to my channel. I'll keep the good tips flowing. And if you're new, I'd like to give you a quick intro. I'm Coach Tysha, CEO and founder of Professionally Pause. I specialize in professional messaging, and I help my clients and my audience cultivate, enhance, and perfect their professional stories so they can confidently message and articulate them on paper, online, and in person. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you never miss my guidance as I provide tactical tips and strategies that'll help empower, enable, and lead you into workplace success. Okay, so there's that. Professionals, I am back with part 2. If you haven't yet, you'll want to go back to tip 28 and watch the first half of my Professionally Pause Commandments, all geared to give you my breakdown on how to get hired. So, without further ado, here's this week's tip. Tip number 29. Let's talk about getting the job. Okay, so here we go. The Professionally Pause GetHired Commandments. I kicked things off in my last video, and I'll be brief with my recap, but the first commandment was, thou shalt look and act like a professional. And the sum up of this was the story of how and why you're qualified. All must match online and on paper and in person. Learning the art and confidently articulating the message of your value and worth is key because the hiring manager has to see it to believe it. And you also need to believe it so you can see it in yourself to be able to look and act like a professional. The next commandment was, thou shalt not create doubt on thy capability. And this is important because it's your job to help the hiring manager decide that you're the choice. But you'll work against yourself by not being fully prepared and understanding the company, its objective, and demonstrating your fit. So let's wrap things up with part 2. I have 3 more for you. This is commandment 3. Know thy value in offering and be able to message thy wealth. Okay, there's 2 dreaded questions in an in-person or phone or video interview. Tell me about yourself and why you. This commandment is the key to owning your identity, professional. You have to be able to speak to your strengths, expertise, training, and experience in terms of value. This is what will qualify or disqualify you from anything you ever apply for. I mentioned this recently, that sometimes the one hired is not the smartest or most qualified, but the one who was able to convey what they could bring to the table, and more importantly, their ability to directly speak to how they fit. Sell, sell, sell yourself. I cannot stress this enough. Don't talk about where you worked. Talk about what you accomplished at that place of work. Don't talk about where you went to school or what certification you hold. Talk about how you apply this training to getting the job done and solving problems. Here's the sum up of this commandment. Message and articulate how well you can do or could do the job and reference the qualifications, the successful outcomes and yield you've produced for others, and how you can and will do it for the hiring manager. You got it? Okay, I think I drove that one home. Now on to commandment 4. Remember thy needs of thy hiring manager and keep them aligned to ye actions. So here's the tip, professional. I love to coach my clients into viewing themselves as a product that has a particular offering. Then I show them how to value sell. This is what I want you to keep in mind. Your boss, when hiring you, choosing you, they have made the investment in you to solve their particular sets of problems for the division or the department or sector they manage. So, to stay in alignment, always demonstrate what you can do for them, not what the job can do for you. We are all hired to provide solutions and fulfill tasks. So keep in mind that your hiring manager is trusting that you will help them solve their problems. It's about them, but it's also about you because to align to them, you'll have to do your job well. So to sum up this commandment, help them decide that you're the right choice or still the right choice to help them do their job. And to bring my Get Hired Commandments to a close, here's the fifth and final. Honor thy brand and attract by thy messaging so ye professional story vibrates strong. Okay, professionals, bringing this to a close. I want to focus on the importance of defining and clarifying your brand so you can use it to bait and attract the right audience or opportunity to you based on the understanding that you may possess what that particular person or company or source is needing. What you call yourself is how others will see you. Let's talk IT engineering, for example. When it's time to brand yourself, make sure you have a clear message of what you can offer. So if you're an IT engineer, but you call yourself an IT strategist or business transformation specialist, you're branding yourself as a skilled expert that can provide some form of IT engineering. It's all about sharpening your message so someone understands just exactly what you offer. And this is where mastering your professional story and artfully telling it really comes to play. Someone will deem you as valuable when you demonstrate you understand what they need, you message what you have that may help them, and you speak to how strongly you can demonstrate providing that need. So, use your resume, use LinkedIn, use your About section, and make sure you're clear in detail on what you have to offer when you message your professional story. Your name is your name, just as your brand is your brand. So let it vibrate as clearly and loudly as possible. In talking about what needs to happen for you to get the job, you really only have one job, and that's to demonstrate that you can fulfill the requirements and that you are the fit and the choice. Well, I hope you enjoyed this 2-part coaching series. You can head over to CoachTysha.com, go to my resources section to download a free infographic that summarizes the Professionally Paused Get Hired Commitments. For more strategies on getting hired, please visit professionallypaused.com to check out my on-demand coaching offerings on this subject in the form of a class, course, or guide. And if you want some live coaching like a stronger resume, interviewing help, or a detailed LinkedIn profile, then please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can book a free 15-minute discovery call by messaging me directly at hi@coachtasha.com. Let's have a pause and discuss things professionally. Stay encouraged, stay professional. XoXo, Coach Tysha.